Ron McCoy here, aka Rob McCool, aka Retail Rob. I'm a sales associate at Russ Suit Up for Less, and to look at this thriving establishment, you would never dream that there is a force, an evil force that is about to engulf us all. What is this force? For all of the details, stay tuned. And yes, not unlike the grand ship Titanic, in some ways, Russ Suit Up for Less could be compared to that mighty ship, and it is a sinking ship, sinking because we have our very own iceberg lurking within. What is that iceberg? Here it is. Among the primary difficulties with having so many boxes of apparel piled up in the stockroom is having enough room to process the new boxes of merchandise which are delivered on a daily basis. And trucks continue to deliver boxes of merchandise even though boxes of apparel continue to pile up. And as I prepare to begin my shift, little do I dream that there is a brand new setup awaiting me, one that will rock not only my world, but also the world of my fellow sales associates. When I arrived for work on Wednesday, August 13, I had a surprise awaiting me. Two of our employees had decided to reconfigure the stockroom. I had set up the stockroom on Tuesday afternoon, and when I did arrive that Wednesday morning, I thought this must be some kind of a practical joke. No, two longtime Russ Suit Up for Less employees began to reminisce about the great old days, and they remembered that earlier in their employment, the stockroom had been configured differently, and in their minds, much more efficiently, and the architects of the new plan were Evanda and Izzy. In flounced manager Kelsey, who was subbing for the vacationing Jasper. Oh, the anticipation. Will it actually work better? Reactions to the new setup have been mixed, and while I was stunned when I saw it, I did welcome it with open arms, and it does seem to be more efficient if you have an entire crew. Others were not so receptive of the new layout. Denny, who was hired in March, was not a fan of the new setup and was nonplussed by the arrangement. And Pepska, who also came on board in March, was aggravated by having to change after learning it the other way As a result, she has bald spots from pulling out her hair. And early the next morning, I dutifully waited for Jasper Barton, my manager, to arrive so that I could warn him about what he was facing with regard to the new setup. And Jasper's reaction upon his arrival was, "I'm okay with it." And speaking of Jasper Barton, Jasper has decided to turn in his 2-week notice. He is leaving Russ Suit Up for Less. And unlike Captain Edward Smith of the Titanic, our leader, Jasper Barton, is not opting to go down with the sinking ship. Yes, Jasper is far too intelligent to do anything as terrible as that. Recently, Jasper was on vacation, and during his sojourn away from Russ Suit Up for Less, there was a bet that came about as to whether or not Jasper would actually quit and leave Russ Suit Up for Less. I said, "No way. He's not going to leave. He will be with us for the foreseeable future." Ivanda, however, declares that Jasper is gone and we will never see him again, a contention with which Izzy resolutely concurs. I say nay, they say yea. I will pay off on September 1st, Labor Day, if Jasper has truly left Russ Suit Up for Less. We'll see. No doubt you are enjoying today's edition of Retail Rob, and to show your appreciation, please click on like, subscribe, and on the notification bell so that you always know when I upload a new video. And now back to Retail Rob. Meanwhile, aside from our backlog of apparel, it has been smooth sailing at Russ Suit Up for Less. For the most part, we did get word that one of our sales associates was involved in a terrible car accident. That was Macy. What's that? A smile on Macy's face? She must be realizing that she no longer has to slice open boxes, categorize the contents of the boxes, no more shoe tagging. Fear not, though. Macy's doctors are giving her the very best of care. They change her oil daily, and they have her carburetor running better than it ever has before. And we've saved a lot of work for her when she comes back to Russ Suit Up for Less. And speaking of former employees from Russ Suit Up for Less, I saw one of our former employees while I was stocking the Q-line section of the store. When I saw her, I said, "Hello," I greeted her. I asked her if she missed working here, and she said no. Her daughter, who was with her, greeted me with "Retail Rob." That made me feel great. I told my fellow employees who were toiling in the stockroom about it, but they were surprised. "Rob, you saw Kaylee in the store? Oh, maybe that wasn't really her. She wouldn't have been here and not come back and visited with us." I replied with, "I know it was she." Then I turned to Jasper and said, "Good luck, Jasper." And then I made a hasty retreat. And meanwhile, the pile of apparel boxes continues to grow and to grow. So, to take our minds off of the apparel emergency, let's play a couple of rounds of Where Am I? Now, right now it's obvious that I am in the bath section of Russ Suit Up for Less, but where am I in this next scene? Where am I? The break room? The fitting room area? Behind cash register 3? Or the cash office? And the answer is the cash office. Here comes picture number 2. Now I will tell you I am in ladies' shoes, but I am not in the Liberty store. What store am I in? In what store am I? Metro North? Overland Park? Independence? Lee's Summit? And the correct answer is Independence. Yes, that's right. I journeyed to the Independence store where I took a picture of myself in the ladies' shoes. I hope you enjoyed playing these games, and if not, I really don't care. I do care that our mountains of apparel are continuing to weigh us down, but unlike the sinking Titanic, I know that Russ Suit Up for Less in Liberty is going to prevail over this problem. What's this? On Monday, August 18, my alarm is set for 3:30 a.m. This because Jasper asked me to report for work by 5 a.m. because our phone system was going to be revamped. Yes, Jasper and I were at the store by 5 a.m., but no men came to work on the phone system. And incidentally, Jasper has put in his 2-week notice. His last day is supposedly Saturday, August 30. While I was restocking the ladies section, Kelsey, one of the other managers, stopped by and asked me this: would you be interested in interviewing for Jasper's manager position? I told her that I would be interested in interviewing for that manager position. Notice I say interviewing. That doesn't necessarily mean I actually want to take Jasper's place. Not that I could take Jasper's place. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. I am also thinking about whether or not the ailing Macy will ever return to Russ Suit Up for Less, and if she does, what will she think about the new stockroom setup? And what about our departing manager, Jasper Barton? Will he actually leave? I am planning to interview for his position. Will they offer it to me? And if they do, will I accept it? For the answers to these and other thrilling questions, be sure to tune in the next invigorating edition of Retail Raw.